We've highlighted a lot of headlines this morning. We would like to hear from you. 08050 20 10 29 0913 10 29. Those are the numbers to call this morning. You can also drop your comment on our WhatsApp page. The number is 0913 10 29. Top of the morning to you. Hello? A comment here says, Kende na feel from Iluabo, a beautiful morning to you. Any moment from now, politicians who have either failed or lost relevance in their former parties will continue to switch to the ADC, pick up forms, win primaries, and ride the wave of the new coalition, just as people did with LP. And unfortunately, many Nigerians will vote based on logos again without hesitation to give Obi, Atiku, Rufai, Amechi, or their faves the upper hand in the questionable elections. Until Nigerians learn to think independently, we will be left complaining and recycling. Thank you very much for that in-depth comment to this beautiful, gorgeous morning. Kende Nafiu from Iluabo. Freshly Pressed is the program, and the station is Fresh 102.9 FM Akure. I will continue to constantly wish you happy New Year. It is a Happy New Year and a happy new tax regime for all Nigerians. A beautiful morning to you, Mr. Kimbadi Adeyemo. How are you doing? Yes, Mr. Kimbadi. Happy New Year, happy weekend, happy new day, happy everything to you, Mr. Kimbadi. I wish you many more blessings this new year. Okay, so we don't really have much time left on the program, but let's quickly talk a bit about what's currently going on. The National Assembly has come out to say that they will be unveiling the tax laws, the copy of the tax laws, the tax, the new tax laws that were signed into law recently. That they're going to be unveiling it so that the people would be able to check out and allay the concerns about the authenticity of the recently passed tax acts. But my question to you, Mr. Akimbade, would be, today is January 2nd. The tax law has already come into effect. Isn't it too late for the National Assembly to say that they're going to be releasing the certified true copies of the tax laws when the tax law has already gone into effect? Or do you think that it is better late than never? What are your thoughts?
and treat it the way it should. But now the tax law has come into effect yesterday. Today is the second day in January. You are now saying, no, a law that has taken effect, you will now bring. So what effect would that be if you are now bringing it to the public? If you are bringing it to the public today or tomorrow or even next week, what effect would that be? Would that now suspend the takeoff of the law? Or what exactly would be the import of the National Assembly if you are now bringing the past version, the version of the law that was passed by the National Assembly, and you are bringing it after the law has now taken its course? So to me, it smiles some level of hypocrisy, or cowardice, if I would say, and it shows irresponsibility on the part of the National Assembly. So it's better they just allow the matter to die in natural death than bringing it up so that we can keep whipping up a horse that has taken up or that has bolted from the stick. So with that as it may, for public education and public enlightenment, I urge them to publish, let them publish what they have passed for people to see and have a feel of what that is all about. So that we can, so that the integrity of that tax law will not be put to question. So let me stop there.
Okay. We don't really have more time, but Mr. Kemadi, let me pose this question to you. You said that it is rather too late, but they should still publish it for the education and clarification of certain things. Now, if this certified true copy of the tax law that was passed is published and it turns out to be actually different from the gazetted copy, according to the allegations of the Sokoto lawmaker, do you think that the Nigerian lawmakers, the Nigerian Senate, will actually put the tax law implementation on hold to be able to correct it? Since they never actually even did something like this before the tax law was implemented, do you think that they can actually put a sort of like a pause on the tax law implementation till it can be corrected? Or do you think that they're just going to publish it and even if there's an indiscrepancy found, it's not going to make any difference?
Okay. If there are discrepancies, it's going to make a whole lot of difference. Nigerians will not fold their arms and watch their laws being forged or being manipulated. That is not in tandem with the principle and integrity of the law. So if it is published and we discover that there are discrepancies in the law, the one that has been passed and the one that is gazetted, then we will go for a review. Then we will ask questions about who altered what, at what point was it altered, and the conversation will begin from there. Then maybe we'll go for a harmonization of the gazetted law and with that will be in symphony with the one that has been passed. So I think it will make a whole lot of difference that way. But it's better late than never. It's good that they have agreed that they were going to publish it. Though I would have known a situation where they publish it long before this time. But for the sake of public enlightenment and education, they should publish it so that Nigerians can have a feel of the controversy and the extent of its inconsistency rather.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Mr. Akimbadi, for that. Now, let's quickly talk about the issue of insecurity. A week ago, the U.S. Threw an airstrike on Sokoto State, and we've had a lot of talks around that concept. Now, the question I have is that with the U.S. airstrikes on northern Nigeria, it might not seem to the average Nigerian that it's doing much when it comes to combating insecurity. For example, and I'll go an example. I have read a few stories today that has talked about insecurity from kidnapping to banditry. Even here in Ondo State, we've had issues of gunmen attacking a local church just on New Year's Eve. So the US airstrikes, does it really make any difference on insecurity affecting the average Nigerian that is not in the northern part of the country?
Well, I think the impact of the U.S. bombardment that is currently going on will the impact will be felt or be felt not in the immediate. What the U.S. is doing practically is to dislodge the logistic base of these terrorists so that they cannot have the wherewithal to converge and to execute and plan their nefarious activity theater of their operation. So, to me, I think that is quite strategic. But the impact of that may not be felt immediately because you will still have some marauders who will be strailing and running riot, picking, launching attacks in some soft targets. Yes, that's right. They're making launching an attack on some soft targets, marketplaces, worship centers, and other public or social events, social gatherings. But the truth is this thing are in stages. I believe the information that is or the intel that is available to the US may not be known to some of us, but from the readings and the security analytic part of it, one can say that this operation is quite strategic in such a way that the logistic base of the terrorists are what they targeted, so that they won't have the capacity to gather, plan, and launch out their activity. So we should give them some time. The impact of that bombardment is seen in the shortest possible time. Let's just watch. Because some of these security operations are not they are not things that they want to put in the media space. So they are discreet and they are intelligence driven, so that we don't compromise on the integrity or the progress of what those security mercenaries are doing here. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Akimbadi. Yes, we don't really have much time left on the show, so if you have any other thoughts that you would like to inject very quickly before we wrap it up on the program this morning.
Yes, what happened really local government on New Year Eve. I think we are concerned to our relevant authorities, the governor, the state government, and all that. Though I learned the governor had a meeting with security chiefs in the state yesterday, or security commanders in the state yesterday. We want to see more of such engagement, hands-on. It shouldn't just end on the table of meetings. We want to see intelligence gathering firsthand, so that we don't react. We don't do reactive policing. Rather, we do preemptive and preventive policing. That is the way to do. Ondo State must be safe. Nigeria must be safe, and people must be able to practice and apply their trade without fear of attack. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Akimbadi Adeyemo, for your time this beautiful morning. And yes, of course, to all our listeners, wherever you may be listening to us on Fresh 102.9 FM Akure, thank you very much for listening to Freshly Pressed this morning. And join me tomorrow morning by 8 a.m. for Political Circuit so that we can talk politics and how the political scene in Nigeria is currently going in 2026. Till then, of course, my name is Yanulua Fariogun. Stay fresh, stay blessed, and continue listening to Fresh 102.9 FM Akure. Happy New Year to you all. Good morning.